On December 22nd, the International Monetary Fund published explosive revelations about a $56.3 billion loan to the Republic of Argentina, the largest ever in the history of the fund.
Despite warnings from its own staff, the IMF pushed an unsustainable loan,
violating its own bylaws and betraying Argentine democracy.
There was an evaluation from the IMF recently that revealed that the IMF recognizes that the program was a failure, that it did not achieve any of its objectives.
Argentina will need to raise taxes and cut spending further.
The result? Wealth poured out of the country while the people of Argentina were forced to repay a massive debt in the middle of a deadly pandemic.
This is not the first time that the International Monetary Fund is trying to get away with murder.
The IMF has announced to block Afghanistan's access to emergency reserves worth $460 million.
Parents are making really difficult decisions. Do you buy fuel or wood for heating? Do you buy food for the children? 97% of the population will be practically poor, unable to support itself.
In Ukraine, the IMF continues to extract $2.3 billion in annual fees and payments, while the government struggles to survive Russian invasion and provide for over 6.5 million displaced people.
An IMF loan, tax cuts for big business, and austerity for the poorest. The perfect cocktail for street protests in Ecuador.
Income tax, sales tax, power tariffs. Pakistan is planning to increase all of these in order to pay back the IMF.
With the return of IMF officials, people in Athens have taken to the streets to protest against possible new austerity measures.
Frustrated Kenyans continue to protest the decision by the International Monetary Fund to approve a new 3-year financing arrangement.
There was an angry welcome in Egypt for a team from the International Monetary Fund.
According to the IMF committee report, Egypt must undergo quick austerity measures before receiving the first segment of the loan.
The IMF remains one of the most critical financial institutions around the world.
Critical to global recovery and the just transition ahead.
But there's no international authority that can hold the IMF accountable for these flagrant violations of international law.
That's why we're here at the IMF headquarters in Washington, D.C., as the fund prepares to hold its annual spring meetings to launch a global inquiry into the IMF.
Join us. Join lawyers, economists, expert witnesses, and politicians from around the world
as we ask questions and demand answers from the fund when no international authority will.